I'm going to call to order this Thursday, February 3rd, 2022 meeting of the Springfield Historical Commission. Commissioners Walsh, McFarland, Judith Crowell, and Walter Crowell are present. In order to enable municipal government to continue its important work during COVID-19 pandemic while assuring both city employees and citizens can satisfy CDC social distancing guidelines, the city of Springfield is providing public notice that it will conduct a public hearing utilizing remote technology. Copies of said petitions, texts, and maps may be requested by email or phone. Email should be directed to the Office of Planning and Economic Development at aallen@springfieldcityhall.com or by calling 413-787-6020. To view the public hearing, it's in the Focus Springfield Community TV website. Public comment will also be taken in two segments. The first public comment period will take place prior to the meeting discussion. The second public comment period will take place after the meeting, will remain open for 24 hours after the meeting. To provide for public comment in writing, mail Springfield Historic Commission, 40 Tapley Street, Springfield, Mass. 01104, or email aallen@springfieldcityhall.com. To provide for public comment by voicemail, 413-750-3223. Messages received will be played at the Historic Commission hearing or at a continued hearing date. All commenters should state their name, address, and company or organizational affiliation in addition to the items their comments pertain to. Voice messages received 24 hours before the hearing we put into the record during the public hearing, and comments after the meeting will be entered into the continued date for the hearing. Voice messages are limited to 2 minutes. To request a reasonable accommodation and/or language service, please call 413-787-6020. Okay, first on the first of the continued hearings is 108 School Street. An application for certificate of hardship to replace a slate roof with gray architectural shingles, asphalt, 25 years. And this is who's here to speak for this one? Is there someone here to speak for 108 School Street?
Commissioner Walsh, I don't see the property owner or the contractor.
Okay. Well,
and again, this is the third meeting that we've had on this item, and the second meeting in which they have not shown.
Yeah, but you spoke to them during the week, right? Didn't you? Is this the one that you talked to?
I
So
did.
they know the meetings here.
He knows the meeting is on. He was still researching information, I believe.
And he hasn't asked for an extension or anything like that?
He has not, no.
Okay, any chance you can look for him? Remind me to come back to this. I'm not going to take the vote on it now, even though we will have to vote on it tonight.
Okay.
If they don't respond, remind me to go back to it. Okay, 111 Dartmouth Terrace. Damian Phillips, is there anyone here to speak on 111 Dartmouth Terrace? There's an unidentified number there, I see. One with the phone number. Not sure who that is.
That happened to be Commissioner Belton.
That's Tom Belton.
Oh, Tom Belton. All right, excellent. Nice to hear your voice, Tom.
Good to be heard.
Amen to that. Okay, on now we do have to vote on this. There's been no request for extension or any other communication on 111 Dartmouth Terrace. Alvin?
No, I've only received an email prior to the last meeting stating that they needed to research more information, or I guess you guys were requesting more information, so they needed to identify and
But they didn't come back and ask for any time or anything?
No, they have not.
Okay, then this is an application for certificate of appropriateness / hardship to remove the front porch at 111 Dartmouth Terrace. I'd entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of hardship at 111 Dartmouth Terrace to remove the front porch.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. And discussion on the motion?
Is this the gentleman who has the roof issue and the whole
Yeah, he
porch?
wants to remove
Okay.
the whole thing and just redesign it and
Okay.
rebuild it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just wanted to make sure I understood.
Yeah, and it's, I certainly can't vote in favor of him removing that porch. And I think what we asked for was a replacement plan before we could, but if he's not here, we have to vote today because he's not asked for an extension or anything. So is there any more discussion on the motion?
I believe that he created his own hardship and now he's claiming hardship, and that just doesn't fly with me.
Okay. So let me call the vote. I'll start with the Commissioner Walter Crowell,
No.
Commissioner Judith Crowell,
No.
Commissioner Bryan McFarland,
No.
Commissioner Tom Belton,
No,
and Commissioner Vinnie Walsh is no. Okay, he can come back with a plan some other time, but that's no. That's a no. Okay. Next is 51 Washington Road. An application for certificate of appropriateness for the installation of a 16-panel roof-mounted solar array with junction box, inverters, etc. Okay, and let me see who's here to speak on this one.
I am Karen Robichaud.
Okay,
With Devlin Contracting and Maintenance.
okay. And Alvin, we have the permission for that? Do I not see it? Okay, has there been any changes, Karen? I know.
Yes, I submitted a new plan set to Alvin. The concern last time, we were asked to relocate the meters, the utility meters that are going to go outside. They originally were shown on the front of the house.
Okay,
We've provided a plan set that we've relocated them to the back of the house.
oh, excellent. I don't see it here. Is that in my packet, Alvin? Is that in my file today?
Not sure if I printed it, but I certainly emailed it to everyone.
Yeah, okay, I know, but you know, I'm old. I need paper. One of these days I'll learn how to have two screens here so I can do it without paper. But for now, I need one screen to look at everybody, and paper has to be there.
If necessary, I can share the screen.
I can try to pull up the one page that shows that.
Yeah, that's all. I mean,
And try to share it?
I believe what you're saying. So what will be on the left side of the house, I believe, will there be anything there, or is everything going to the back?
It's actually all going to the back. And when you look at the front of the house, if you recall, it has a fence on both sides,
Yeah.
blocking in the backyard. So the utilities are actually going to go behind the fence on the back of the house, if you're looking at the house on the right. Let me see if
Let me just grab the picture I have here, which I think I have here.
Well, I have this picture right here.
Go ahead. You can go ahead and share if you'd like.
Okay.
All right, how's that?
Okay, yeah.
So in this back right,
Because I remember it's going to be wasn't it going to be on the left side before?
we just had it geographically incorrect. So there's nothing
Okay.
in the front of the home. Back right, driveway side behind a very tall, 6-foot-ish, 5
Okay.
foot tall fence. Service drop comes in through the back of the house and can't be seen from the street.
Excellent. Good news. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
As far as minimum visibility on the panels, you can't see them on the front of the home, except if you go way down the street. So they visually.
I think we covered that really well on the first meeting. It was mainly just what you've just changed, which is really good. I think it's considered kind of lucky that we got that good of a change.
Yeah.
But you were good the last meeting to explain everything very clearly. So if there are any commissioners have any questions for the petitioner on 51 Washington? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of appropriateness in 51 Washington Road to install a 16-panel roof-mounted solar array with the, I'm going to just phrase it like this, with the junction box inverters, et cetera, on the back of the house, not visible from the public way.
So moved. Second.
Okay, thank you. Is there any discussion on that motion? All right, hearing none, let me call the roll. Commissioner Judith Crowell,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryan McFarland,
Yes.
Commissioner Tom Belton,
Yes.
Commissioner Vincent Walsh is yes, and Commissioner Walter Crowell.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for doing that, guys.
Great.
That was
We
really good.
we appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, next. 223 Long Hill Street. An application for certificate of appropriateness, installation of a solar system with the attached design. Who's speaking on this one?
I am Mark, I'm with the solar company.
Is there any, probably no differences in this one. Any changes on this one? Okay.
Nope.
We know it was on a back building, which minimal, if visible at all. And I don't have any questions. So do any other commissioners have questions? Okay, hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to accept the application for a certificate of appropriateness at 223 Long Hill Street for the installation of the solar system as designed.
So moved.
Any discussion on the motion?
No.
Okay, Commissioner McFarland,
Yes.
Commissioner Belton,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh is yes, Commissioner Walter Crowell,
Yes.
Commissioner Judith Crowell.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, 223 Long Hill Street, all set.
Thank you very much, guys. See
you.
you next time.
Have a good night.
I'll write a couple things down here. Okay, did you try to reach, Alvin, did you try to reach School Street by any chance?
I did. I didn't get an answer.
Okay, well, since there's only a couple of new public hearings, let me just leave this one on the desk and we'll just, don't let me leave without voting on it, okay? Now, just for the new public hearings, we know that we don't vote on them tonight to allow for public commentary. We just hear it, put it out there. You describe what's going on and what you want to do. And then we allow for public commentary and then we return on the February 17th date for a vote and additional comments or whatever at the time. So this is an application for certificate of appropriateness at 92 Fur Glade to repair and rebuild the first floor porch to be a full open porch as was original. So who's here for that? Who's here to speak on that? We can't hear you, Cam.
You may have to try and
Oh.
log off and log back in.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Nope. Okay, he's trying. Take a minute, try to get your system going.
I think he's gonna try and log back in.
Okay, I'll give him a second. Give him a minute. There you go. Okay, try that. Can you hear us, Cam? Just unmute and try it. Go ahead. Can you hear us, Cam? Nope. I was going to say, Alvin, give him a call and just get him on the phone at least.
He's saying he can't hear us. Something happened that he lost all audio.
Let's see if we can talk back.
I just sent him a little chat.
Oh, did you? I was going to too. So what did you just tell him to see if he can call? I don't know if we can get him on the phone. Well, I'm going to move on. You might tell him that to keep trying, and when he gets through, we'll do it. If you could do that for me, that would be awesome.
I sure will.
Alvin already took care of it.
Yeah, he sure did.
Okay, so let's move to 34 Ingersoll Grove. Is someone here to speak on Ingersoll Grove? Kim Booker? No, I don't see anybody. Okay, well, it's an application, just so for the record, it's an application for certificate of appropriateness at 34 Ingersoll Grove to remove and replace basement windows with no structural changes. I got another call for you to make up.
Yeah, I already called and left a message, so, but I do have Cam on the line if you want to go back to the last item.
Okay, well, he'd be able, he's
I can
on,
put him
I
on
can hear-
I can put him on speaker here.
Yeah, would you do that, please?
Okay.
Are you on? Can you hear us, Cam?
1 second.
Not yet.
I sent him the dial-in number too.
Is this Cam?
Yep.
Okay. Can everyone hear Cam?
Yeah, go ahead, Cam, go ahead and just tell us what the project entails.
Yep, we're just looking to pretty much gut and remove the first floor porch, and then rebuild it to kind of the existing open porch that it once was before somebody had framed it into what it currently is now.
Sure, I'm looking at the historic photo. Are there going to be any changes in material or design?
Try to mimic that exact look from the original photo of the home.
Okay, same materials?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
same rail height?
I do know we do similar rails, just taller to meet the code.
Right. In historic property, you don't have to meet the code.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
we prefer that it stay at the historical height, which is even with the bottom of the windowsills, I believe.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
correct about that, right, Alan?
If you guys are looking to increase the height, I would recommend that you put a black pipe rail. That's typically what the commission will approve. But that's something you should speak with the property owner about. If that's what they're looking to do, again, I would go with the black pipe rail to go between the posts.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's what's
So
on the
that's
house.
that's pretty straightforward. Your same material, you don't mimic what's there, which is awesome, by the way. And the pipe rails are a really easy addition after. But we probably wouldn't approve the higher railing because it's okay to have the lower railing in the historic property.
Okay, then if you'll approve the lower, then that's what we'll do. That's no big deal.
Okay. I mean, that doesn't really change what you're doing at all, really. Any commissioners have any questions for the petitioner?
Yes. Are the columns going to remain exactly the same dimensions?
I believe they are. They were going to be like, they were going to be square, but just 8-inch wide. And I believe those were around 8-inch round.
Okay, that would be a difference in design. And
They had PVC columns with crown moldings and all that to kind of dress them up. To kind of mimic the moldings that are on the top and bottoms of the round ones.
it's funny because I can't really tell from the old picture whether they're round or not. So you're proposing to, it looks like the right-hand side ones, are there, there's square ones are there already? So these round ones have already been removed?
Right. Currently, how it sits now is somebody framed it in.
Okay, but they are round columns.
The original one, yes. Before
Baby,
close it in.
can I use your phone?
Okay, so
I just have a quick question. I was wondering if you probed underneath the siding to see if any of the original porches left, if they did a complete rebuild or if they just kind of went over the original, spindles and things like that.
I guess we would know once we rip it apart, right?
yeah.
Tell, exactly what they did. It looks like they did a full rebuild from the original to frame it all in.
And they're okay, let me get back to the original.
I don't know if you guys have the two photos, the current and the old.
Yep.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm just so okay, repair. Because it does the original railing is very interesting, how it has the little dip. Hopefully it's under there, and it has pretty much it looks like almost looks like a middle board on that lattice underneath. I can't really tell.
Yeah, we were gonna do new heavy duty PVC lattice with the small holes, square holes, not like the running diagonally for underneath.
Okay, so just have you worked on? I think you have, though. But have you worked on historic properties that needed approval of things before? With us?
I know we have. I personally haven't been involved with them, but the company has many times.
Yeah. Well, I was just curious because in the application, we need some more specifics in the application. We have, because this is what the application says, that the window casings, no change, door, no change, cornices, no change, shutters. But you are changing material and you're changing the columns and you're proposing to change the material. So do you have a, hold on, I'm still reading here, so give me a minute.
Yeah, just because right now the way it fits, somebody had altered, they completely redid the original, or from the original, they closed it in with storm windows and all that. And that's
Yeah, I could.
So we were just looking to open it all up and kind of bring it back to what it was originally, just with, square versus round columns and new lattice, and new.
What materials what materials are you using for the floor?
For the floor, wolf PVC decking.
Okay. Yeah, that's. Okay. Any commissioners have questions for the petitioner at this time?
Yes, it sounds like he's going to install some square columns on the porch, and I think that that's going to be a significant alteration from the way it looked originally.
I agree. Except the only problem with that, Tom, is it looks like they've already changed a couple of them prior to this. If you look at the new picture, it looks like the two to the right and left of the staircase are already square.
Right.
So at some past repair, they got rid of two of the, and there's only one other column unless there's one in the middle there that they covered up. And while I agree that restoring it to its original would require round columns, I'm more concerned with the material right this minute that's being used. Because we can't approve if like using decking on that type of floor. It's usually tongue and groove fir or something like that. And the direction of the floorboards has to be comparable to what the direction of the floorboards used to
probably use versus the regular PVC decking.
And then any other material should be wood.
He also stated that the lattice would be PVC as well.
Right.
We're going to be using a lot of, pretty much all PVC, just, and the PVC would mimic, you know, the wood look. Just so that way there's no more scraping and painting and all that.
Okay, this does say ceiling. Okay, drop off flash, PVC, historic collection rail. Is it possible that we get, okay, let me just read this again. Repair and rebuild as was original. I'm just suggesting that the way the application was written out and not in any intentional manner. So I'm just saying that it doesn't have accurate information on it. Because it says there's no change to corner boards, cornices, shutter, stuff like that, freeze boards, and they're all going to be PVC. In the round columns, I more understand that one because look, if I'm seeing his picture correct, it looks like those two are already gone.
Right.
And you know, I would. Well, anyway, any other commissioners have any comments?
Yeah, I would just say what Commissioner Welsh was saying with the list of materials. I would consider using, you know, some of the natural stuff, especially like the tongue and groove Douglas fir on the decking. But if it's going to be PVC, it would be very helpful for us to see what it looks and feels like. If you can list who the manufacturer is, what the part number is, if there's pictures of it. Because I mean, typically no change would be you'd be using some kind of wood material. So if you're going to use PVC, it would be more helpful to see what it looks like.
Would it be helpful if I had one of the owners email over some photos between the next hearing? That way you guys could see some photos of porches.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would help a lot.
Do you want the pictures of that porch is what you're saying?
Just other ones we've done with similar styles. That way you can see.
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt at all. I mean, it has to really mimic what we're replacing. We can't. I mean, it would look nice done a certain way, but we really the whole goal of this is to maintain the historic accuracy of the home, and changing it back to an open porch is a great start. And we do have, you know, some, you know, it's not all or none for us, but we certainly having the natural wood is preferred. The lattice is especially, you know, you can't have a, you know, plastic white or plastic brown lattice. It just doesn't look the same. It sticks out terribly. And then the framework for it, I wouldn't mind a little more information on what if you might be trying to mimic the older picture on the lattice. Because it looks like it has this, I'd have to get a magnifying glass. But if you could get us any other information, it would be relative to materials. And take a peek to see if there's any potential to replace the columns with round columns. One of the things I'm afraid of here is the duplication of the railings. We really don't have any information on that, and I think we would need more of it before we could approve this. But you got a couple of weeks to put some stuff together, and
Yeah, I'll gather up a bunch of product info and a few pictures to help show.
that would be good. If there's any chance that you can determine whether any of the original railing is in there, because because if it's not going to be exactly like the historic railing there, which looks interesting, we just need the design. We need to know what it's going to look like, and it's got to closely mimic at least the age range of the property and things like that. If there isn't an original one there, if the original one's there, you can use it or repair it or do whatever you got to do to use it. But so I think you have an idea of what we'll be looking for.
Yep.
And Alvin can help you. If you have any questions, you can call Alvin, and he'll help you out during the week. Any more questions from commissioners?
Oh, I'll work on getting everything you guys will need, and we'll send it over.
Okay, that'd be great. I'd entertain a motion to continue the application for certificate of appropriateness at 92 Fir Glade.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a second, a third on that one.
I'll move it.
Third, fourth, fifth.
Any discussion on the motion? Okay, let me call the roll call vote. Commissioner McFarland,
Yes.
Commissioner Belton,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh is yes, Commissioner Walter Crowell,
Yes.
Commissioner Judith Crowell.
Yes.
Okay, that's continued to the 17th.
Okay.
Thank
Perfect.
you. Okay, have we heard from School Street?
No, we have not.
Okay, let me go back to it because I think we have to vote on this one, right?
Yes, I would vote on this one. Again, this is the second meeting that there are no.
Yeah, no, we have to. He's going to have to reapply. Is that, am I seeing those dates correctly? We're not going to fit another one in 60 days? Posted on the 23rd. Well, we would see one more.
I mean, my only issues are, again, if the commission does not, meet the quorum for the next meeting, anything can happen for
Okay,
February 17th. So again, this is their third meeting. So I would say, this is just my.
okay, I understand. I'm going to suggest that, I'll make a motion to accept the application for the certificate of hardship, and I would be voting a negative on that. So, or someone can make a motion to reject the application for the certificate, whichever you guys want to do. On
Motion
108.
to reject it.
Okay, Commissioner Belton has moved to reject the application for 108 School Street roof. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, Alvin, he understands he can refile this, right?
Yes, you guys can make that a part of your motion, but you can.
Okay, then the motion that to allow to refile the application. No discussion on the motion. So the motion on the floor is to reject the application at 108 School Street for a replaced slate roof with the ability for him to refile. Okay, let me call the vote. Commissioner Belton?
Yes.
Okay, Commissioner Walsh is yes. Commissioner Walter Crowell?
Yes.
Commissioner Judith Crowell?
Yes.
Commissioner Bryan McFarland?
Yes.
Okay, so that's been. He can refile if he so desires. Okay, next we have 30, oops, did we hear from Ingersoll?
Yes.
Oh, there you are.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, this is an
Yes.
excellent-
My apologies. I
okay.
had my phone set up, but I forgot you guys are an hour before me, so I appreciate the email and the call.
No,
Thank
no
you so
problem. We
much.
can try to get it done. So this is an application for certificate of appropriateness at 34 Ingersoll Grove to remove and replace basement. It says basement hung windows like with like, no structural changes.
Right.
So tell us about what they're doing.
Okay, yes. So the basement windows, they're street level, of course. So, you know, as you're looking at the house, they're going to be close to the foundation of the house.
Yeah.
The original structure of the windows are wooden. And so we are looking to replace them because of moisture and mold and things like that coming in through the wooden windows. So we want to go ahead and replace those windows with what you would call cementing basement hopper windows. And it'll be similar to the windows that are already in the house at the moment.
Yeah.
So they would be vinyl, but nothing changes. Same, I guess, size and height and all this other stuff. So it wouldn't be like we're changing anything other than the actual.
Right. Just for the record, this is not a historical property. It is a property that's built in the 70s, was it?
I believe so. It may, well, I believe originally in the 40s, but then I think they did something to 70s, upgraded it, added.
Well, either way, it's in a historic district, but it's not a historical property.
That's correct.
And there's already vinyl replacement windows throughout.
Which of the windows can't be seen because of the shrubs?
Yeah, you can. It's like the tiny little windows as opposed to the double size wide basement windows that some of the historic properties have. So,
right.
So we do have to, vote to continue this. You weren't on. We can't vote on it tonight, anyways, to allow for public commentary. So it will be continued to return on the 17th.
Okay.
And if there's no more questions from commissioners for Ms. Booker. No, nothing. Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to continue the application for certificate of appropriateness at 34 Ingersoll Grove to this meeting on the 17th.
So moved.
Second.
Second, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let me start the vote on this one. Yes to continue. Commissioner Walter Crowell.
Yes.
Commissioner Judith Crowell.
Yes.
Commissioner Bryan McFarland.
Yes.
And Commissioner Tom Belton.
Yes.
Okay, so you continue to the next meeting. Thank you very much for coming back.
Thank you. Okay, great. Do I stay on or do I?
No, you're all set.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Have a good evening now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Next we have, okay, we did 8, 111, 51, 223, 9, 234. So 367 Hancock Street. Peter, there you are.
Ross, good to see you.
It's good to see you. How's the project going?
Good. So this is the former Elias Brookings School. We're, well, first of all, Peter Serafino, Home City Development, 261 Oak Grove Avenue in Springfield. And Home City is the now owner of the former Elias Brookings School. And back in March, we started rehabilitation, conversion of the school into 42 affordable 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Work's going along well. We're hoping to finish up in a couple of months. And in the meantime, we have a request for a letter of support from the Springfield Historical Commission to Mass Historical Commission regarding our request to the Mass Architectural Access Board for 2 variances with respect to the construction. So MAAB has kicked this over to Mass Historic, and Mass Historic has requested a letter of support from Springfield Historical Commission and from Stavros Center for Independent Living. Stavros Center for Independent Living has provided a letter of support already, and we're asking you to do so tonight. And I'll tell you what the variance is about. So there's two existing conditions that are in violation of MAAB standards that we're requesting a variance. One has to do with the nosings on the stairs, the interior stairs within the school. We are restoring them to their original condition. There's terrazzo on the stair treads, but the original stairs don't comply with MAAB requirements. Our mitigation so that it helps people with physical disabilities is that we've added an elevator to the building. So that was item of request number one for a variance to MAAB. The second one has to do with the gymnasium in the building. There's a 4,000 square foot gym, which has a stage in it as well. And there are obviously stairs to get up to the stage, but there's no no handicap accessibility to the stage. So we're proposing a portable lift that can be brought out, that can remain in most conditions, in front of the stage, but that can also be cleared out of the way when necessary, because it's a pretty tight space. A traditional ramp would basically take up, maybe a fifth of the gym floor, and making it, unusable for basketball. So we believe we came up with a practical option of having a portable lift that can be used to transport people up to to provide an accessible route to the stage. So those are the two items, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, let me just, for the record, for the commissioners, you notice that there's not an exterior request here. So in a really technical sense, it's not, but what they need from us is that we support these changes to the building. And I think they should obviously get the support from us because they're doing a beautiful job there and they're maintaining so much of the character and the historic detail of the building that, and this is to me is a good thing just to do for anybody who's going to live there and be there. So anyway, that's my opinion. Any commissioners have any questions for Mr. Serafino? No. Does anybody would like to make a motion that we issue a letter of support in support of the variances requested?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Second. Okay, any discussion on the motion? All right, hearing none, let me call the roll call vote. Commissioner Crowell?
Yes.
Officer Crowell, thank you. Commissioner Judith Crowell?
Yes.
Commissioner Bryan McFarland?
Yes.
Commissioner Tom Belton?
Yes.
And Commissioner Walsh is yes. I'm only laughing, Peter, because I try to get through one meeting without messing up the two Crowells here, and I almost made it tonight.
I screwed up. It's supposed to be ladies first, and I answered.
I know.
No, I haven't. I gotta just read.
It's just you're just used to hearing Walter. You're just used to it. I'm new. I'm still new. That's all.
Well, it's in the order on which is on my vote recording sheet here.
Okay.
Anyway, Peter, good luck on that. It's a great job.
Thank you very much. And when we, it's not, the building is now a one building, thank you to your work and that of the city council. It's now a one building historic district, and we'll be doing some type of grand opening event in the spring, and we'll
love to be there. Love to check it out.
It's coming out
We'll
great.
get this out. We'll get this out to you as quick as we can.
Thank you all very much. Have a good evening.
All right, thank you. Okay, what's next on there? Okay, we've got a couple of a couple of antenna installations for Section 106 review, 1 Federal Street. There won't be anybody, there's nobody on for these, correct?
That's correct. So for this one Federal Street, again, they have to notify us of any Section 106 review. So it was sent to me. They did identify the location, which is 1 Federal Street. It's the Stick Technology Park, so just across from the actual Stick campus. They did identify the specific building with I guess a red circle, the location of which they are looking to install the antennas. However, I don't have any information regarding if there's already antennas there, if they're replacing what's there, or if they're just installing new antennas. I don't have any information in regards to the dimensions of the antennas. So I did request that someone be on the call, but I was told that no one would be on the call for tonight. So it's a matter of, if you guys have further questions, you can certainly.
Okay, this says, it says that a client proposed to install new antennas at an overall height of 74 feet on a 74-foot building. Okay, no ground disturbance proposed, building existing telecommunications facility. The antenna will be licensed by the Federal Communications Commission. I would hope so. Let me just, our investigation includes determining if the site is contained in or within the viewshed of the building, site district, subject or object significant American history.
It's just not clear on what they're really doing.
Yeah, it's not clear. Well, if it was going to be completely out of sight and it was happened to be in here, it'd be different. But
yep, and it doesn't say they're replacing, so it's kind of hard to understand what they're really proposing.
Yeah. So, Alvin, would we be able to request that they give us more detail on potential for visibility and whether it's replacement or new installation, and what's going to be seen from where? Because this isn't enough to say whether it has any impact, and that's in a place where there's significant historic buildings.
Yeah, so most certainly I will reach out to.
We don't have to have a vote on that, do we? You can just reach out and tell them we need more information, I think, or do you want to vote just to put it on the record?
You can vote just to state that you're requiring additional information.
Okay, somebody want to make that motion to request additional information for 1 Federal Street?
So moved.
Okay, Tom, thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Okay, let me go. Remember, I'm in the order of my sheet of paper here. So here's the roll call. Judith Crowell?
Yes.
Bryan McFarland?
Yes.
Thomas Belton?
Yes.
Eddie Walsh is yes, and Commissioner Walter Crowell.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a vote to get more information on that if we could. And next is 1 Allen Street, same thing, antenna installation. Now we know there's a pile of antennas there. Walter, who am I talking to? Alvin.
Yeah.
Do we have information on this one?
So this one, again, there are several antennas on the clock tower of the structure. They are not replacing what's there. They're adding to what's there. They did send some information in regards to the dimensions and everything of their antennas that they're looking to install. And I did request that they, if they are going to, or again, they are proposing. So what they're proposing, I asked that they have an exterior color that will match as close as possible the exterior of the building.
Okay,
So
what do they have? I can't remember. I drive by it regularly. There's a ton of antennas visible already.
Yep.
But what are the color? I don't remember the colors. I thought they were like just kind of tan, not really the color of the building. Am I wrong about that? Oops, Alvin's gonna take. Yeah, let's look at, they're even white.
Yeah, I thought they were white. There you go.
Yeah, I remember they were lighter than the building. So they're gonna.
So that was her comment, is that there were already antennas up there that are not the color of the building, but I asked, if they could,
Yeah.
again, just take it in consideration. So
Match the trim.
Now, if they could fix the clock and make it bright white. It'd be great.
Yeah, a clock would be nice. Love the clock.
So I don't know if it matters to you guys at this point, or the color, but I did make the request. I did. It seemed like they were amenable to it, but she didn't get back to me definitively if they would give the brown.
I don't know that's good. I don't know that that's going to matter to me, Alvin. You can't clean up that. You can't. That's like putting lipstick on a pig right there. You know, you putting a couple. I mean, would I have loved to have them all, even if they were just tan and not white? I'd have been happier about that. But you know, they're not going to be reducing the antennas up there. So, what do we have to say that we don't think it's going to adversely affect?
Either no adverse impact or I forget the other language.
Yeah, me too.
Not anymore.
Not any more than is already impacted.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm okay. I just think that it can't make it worse. I don't think.
My only question would be, it doesn't say how many antennas we're proposing. It just says install additional antennas or new antennas.
And if they're going to be, if they're going to be higher or in the same.
Well, it's saying, it sounds like the other one where they're saying it's going to be 70 feet, 74 feet on a 70-foot building. So I'm assuming they're going to be where the existing ones are. But again, they don't have a quantity. What if the number is some ridiculous number like 50, which I'm sure it's not.
No, you're right, though.
There's not a number listed. They're just saying additional. Additional could be 1 or it could be 10. It could be whatever, right?
Well, is it your suggestion that we get more information from them as well? You can make that motion.
Yes, I would like to make that motion that we do the same, treat them the same. Since it's still Verizon, maybe they'll respond to both, but we would like more information to understand how many additional. Are they going to go on the existing racks? Are they going to go in between? How's the configuration? We would just like some more information.
Okay, that's the motion. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Okay, let me call the roll call here. Commissioner McFarland.
Yes.
Commissioner Belton.
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh is yes. Commissioner Walter Crowell.
Yes.
And Commissioner Judith Crowell.
Yes.
Okay, that's in your court there, Alvin. Okay, where's our esteemed attorney? He's shut his camera off. He's hiding from us. Ah, here he is.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well.
All right. Anything new on our non-compliance properties?
No, Alvin sent me the file. I'm just reviewing the file and then I'll get it filed into Superior Court once I review the file and get everything ready. So, and that's for both of them as well.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about while the tape's rolling? Commissioner Crowell.
And I apologize if this has already been discussed in some way or there's already action here, but one of the things that always makes people uncomfortable about the Historic Commission is they're afraid of what things are covered in their house and what aren't, what changes, what requests have to be made. And I know this came up with the new house construction where we were looking for a set of guidelines and then we found some. It would be very helpful, I think, for us to come up with a standard, whether we adopt the standard that we used, that Ms. Walsh had proposed. I know Bob McCarroll had developed something. I think it would be beneficial for this body to come up with something the same way we've come up with window standards and porch standards.
Okay.
To kind of dispel the whole mystery of what should it be, because it seems like people scamper and try and reinvent the wheel, and it seems like there's a couple of good guides that maybe we should work and come up with our standard.
Well, we could, if we have it, I know there's a couple things out there. If we could get, everybody could get a copy of them, and at a meeting, we could, suggest changes and revisions, and then we could send that once we do our own, what we consider legitimate changes and revisions, we got to set it for, to the law department for review to make sure that what we're saying is, fits in legally.
I think the same way we've come up with stuff for solar panels, the same.
Yes, exactly the same process. And then when they come back and say, because, they doctored it. I was just looking at that one we sent out for panels, and the law department had fun with that. Somebody had fun with that one, but we still came up with a good document after.
Yep.
So, yeah, I have no problem with doing that. If, I don't know that I have copies of those documents you're talking about yet, but I'd certainly love to get them. And then we can just take some time. We can put that on the other matters from now for the next few meetings. Just put it on there so we discuss it every meeting.
I think it would be
Alvin,
better.
if you can do that, if you can make a note to put that on the other matters until we resolve it. It'll take time, but if we leave it there, at least we'll mention it every meeting.
Right.
Okay, and anything else? Hearing nothing, then my favorite thing is to, that's for a motion to adjourn.
So
And thanks, before we, okay, so we got the motion, a second on that motion?
Second.
Okay, before we vote on that, I just want to thank Julissa for joining us and hopefully
Thank you.
she's,
Welcome to the
yeah,
team.
I look
Thank you,
forward to
thank you.
working with you and just, of course, speak to any one of us if there's things you want to know or whatever. We're happy to have you. And sorry, always sorry to consider that Alvin won't be there, but I know in a way he will be anyways. And, we won't leave you hanging, but we're looking forward to having you. So anyway, vote on that motion to adjourn. Yay, me, I'm out. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Later.
Alvin, can you stay on with me for a sec?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll end the recording.